Hypixel has actually remembered that they have games other than Skyblock on their server, and believe it or not, there's both a SkyWars as well as a Duels update on the way. And yes, we're also going to talk about this little fella in a future video. But for now, yes, it's only been shortly since Hypixel admin ModernLegendsLP asked the community on Twitter what they would like to see updated in SkyWars. And by the way, while looking for that tweet, I realized that next to SkyWars and Duels, also Build Bell and Murder Mystery are currently undergoing development as well. And since I started working on this video, a little bit of time has passed. There's also an entire Bad Wars update planned with like this whole changelog talking about what they could add. That is absolutely insane. I'm also going to be talking about that in a separate video. What's going on right now? But anyway, after a couple balancing changes were made to SkyWars, I personally was a little bit disappointed, I have to admit, not knowing yet that an actual content update was on the horizon. There's actually also an entire thread on SkyWars as well as Duels going over what they could potentially add, and I'm talking very big and substantial changes here that could improve the games forever. So let's go over the changelogs, shall we? It's very important to keep in mind that these are just ideas for potential changes and nothing final just yet. They're considering adding these changes, but it's not necessarily going to happen. And at the end of the video, I will also tell you how you can submit your very own ideas for the upcoming updates, because all the updates the admins are working on right now, I'm talking Bad Wars, Duels, SkyWars, Murder Mystery, and what was the other one? Irrelevant modes. Sorry to what was it? Build Bell? Sorry to the Build Bell people. All of these, they're actually asking for your ideas. And at the end of the video, I'll tell you how you can show them your ideas. But I'd say we are going to start with Duels for now, and what the admins have planned with Duels so far. At the point of me writing the script only 1 hour ago, game developer ModernLegendsLP released this forum post saying, "We're excited to announce that we have begun designing a content update for Duels, and here is what we're currently considering for this update." The forum post goes ahead and lists new modes, new maps, an overhaul of the entire leaderboard system, cosmetical changes, and some quality of life changes. Now I think everybody is going to like to see some new maps, especially as a somewhat active Sumos player. This is very welcome to mix things up a little. No modes, however. Dude, this sounds very, very interesting. Are we going to get some more non-projectile PvP modes? Will there be a Bad Wars Duels? Or even, and this might be a good step towards a broader player base, a newest version PvP mode? And little side note on that one, about the newest version in Hypixel, there is something big going on right now. Again, I'm going to be talking about that in a future video. Go ahead and subscribe if you feel like not missing out on it. It's actually substantial changes. Anyway, don't hesitate to write your speculations in the comments. Now for the cosmetical changes, we're speaking harder to obtain cosmetics that are even more distinguished and special. This is great already. The admins also want to look into title prefixes and try to clean up chat a little more, which is absolutely awesome, because as you can see currently, we have a lot of different types of titles. We have a Bridge Rookie here, we have a Bridge Diamond, they have different symbols in front of their names. There's a lot of different colors, like this very dark blue, but then there's a lot of other colors mixed into that as well, and they're just looking to clean that up just a little bit, which that is a very welcome change. And now for what's probably the most interesting change. It is a plan to adjust leaderboards and leveling systems for Duels, and I quote, "You would earn XP through wins and kills, with rates fluctuating from mode to mode. This would make for a better comprehensive leaderboard across all modes that takes more than just wins into account." And this system seems highly interesting to me. We will see how exactly it's gonna work, and now let's get into what there is to come to SkyWars. Now obviously, new maps, new cosmetics, and more is in the works here, but for the main aspect of this update, the developers are actually thinking prestige and progression changes, as well as a new system of game modifiers and some perk changes. And I would say we're going to dive into the perk changes at first. The focus is to add more generally useful perks, also some crazy perks that come with some downsides, unlockable through the Angel's Descent, and they want to turn more perks into global perks. It is even in consideration to add the OG perk system, where you could basically have any perk equipped you have unlocked. In my opinion, it is very nice to see that they're putting so much work into this in order to ensure the best playing experience possible. And well, oh well, about the leveling system. They want more prestigious as well as faster leveling, cleaner and more rewarding menus, and leveling rewards in general. They also want to overwork the currency system. They already did that for Bad Wars, basically merged all the different currencies into one. As you can see, there is coins, there is souls, there is tokens. Most definitely they're just going to merge coins and tokens into one SkyWars currency, being SkyWars tokens, I'm guessing. In general, there's just a big focus on making the leveling experience more satisfying, rewarding, and generally worth to participate in. Lastly, as I already mentioned, the admins are considering game modifiers to come into preferably probably insane mode, and I remember there used to be a system just like this, and they got rid of it again. And basically players at the start of the game could vote for triple health and all these different little perks to be added into their games. It could be very big upsides, and it could mix up the game in general quite a lot. In my opinion, this is a very risky addition, and if it's not well made, then this could mess up insane mode quite substantially. And I think whenever I play SkyWars, which is not often, my main mode is normal mode, so I don't have to worry about that too much. But especially for the most people who, as far as I'm aware, actually prefer insane mode over all the other modes, this might be a very dangerous thing. But as I said, as long as it's well made, well, that should be too big of a problem. And last but not least, something you've probably been waiting for, MotorGorilla is exclusively asking for your ideas. I linked you both the Twitter posts as well as the forum posts down in the video description, so you can make suggestions for the upcoming updates. Now, I really hope you all enjoyed this video. This overall style was inspired by Mr. Waltz. I really hope you enjoyed it. There's a couple more of these videos to come because I obviously also want to present to you especially the Bad Wars update that they're planning on. There's already a little bit of information out there, like for example new dream modes that they're potentially gonna add, as well as a different playing experience, new permanent items. There's a lot in there that I'll be covering in that video, so don't forget to subscribe to not miss out on that, and also to help me to get to 5,000 subscribers. Something I'm also going to cover is how Hypixel is going to move to the newest version, kind of. It's difficult, but it's going to be the most substantial change I've seen to Hypixel within my playtime of like 6 or 7 years. So that is something insanely interesting to cover. I will also upload that very soon. Lastly, I want to thank VOD for being an awesome channel member at the very highest tier, and I really hope you are going to have yourself a wonderful rest of the day or night, and goodbye.